Hi friends, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Deborah's Money Journey. Well, you're probably thinking, why am I making this type of video? Because normally I'm in the background, you're only seeing my hands, you're seeing my binders and whatnot. But today I thought I would share something with you because my channel is about my financial journey, but from time to time I want to share my life journey, what's going on, and especially if it's something important, impactful, and something that I feel I should be sharing with the people who watch my videos, who support me, and who have just been following along. Because everything that we do in this life, it's not always going to be a smooth ride. Sometimes we're going to go left when we want it to go right, and sometimes we're going to go backwards when we want to keep going forward. So I am just kind of coming on here, not taking up too much time, but to share what's been going on. Yes, I received some very devastating news, and I'm still dealing with it. I'm still processing it, and just really feel like I thought it was important to share it because it really has impacted my life in a major way, and I just think it's important to share that with you. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Deborah. My channel is Deborah's Money Journey. I'm normally working on counting my cash, saving, talking about goals, talking about my priorities, saving for retirement, so on and so forth. But today, guys, I am going to be sharing some news that I received last month. So if you don't know, I'm not one of those people who like to share a lot about my personal life. I do talk about my sons, mainly my youngest son because he still lives with me, but I don't really do a lot of talking about my oldest son because he's, well, grown and he's gone. He's out of the house. He has his own life. But I still, of course, keep in touch with him, and I was able to spend this past weekend with him. So let me just kind of give you a backstory about my life. So I am married. However, I have been separated from my husband for, quite a few years. And that just means we don't live together, but we still have a relationship because we have sons together. And so we have spent time together. He has been a huge support helping us when we needed help with my dad. And he was there to take him on appointments and help them go to the ear doctor so he could get hearing aids, just a plethora of things. He's been a big support system. And to be honest with you, that has worked well. Living together didn't work so well, guys. So that is why when I'm budgeting, it's one income. It's just me. I'm taking care of myself, and I've been doing that for a while now. But I have not divorced. I've been married this whole time. It's just something I don't share with everybody. This may be a little clunky because I'm not used to doing this type of video, so please bear with me. But in May, I received a phone call at 4 a.m. That was about, I think it was May 17th. I think that was the date, or 18th. It was a Sunday early morning. And the call came from a relative, and that relative called me and was just shocked because why would someone be calling me at this hour? Surely it was an accident. So I hung the phone up and I said, well, maybe it was like a pocket dial or something. So we moved on from that. Then it rang again. And so I picked it up, and it was my cousin. And he told me, they've been trying to get a hold of you. Again, I don't live with my husband. We don't live together. We have different residences. They were trying to get a hold of me, his family, because he told me, I have some very bad news for you. And of course, my heart was pounding. I was still half asleep. I was like out of it a little bit because, come on, when you're woke up suddenly, you're not thinking clearly. You're trying to get your faculties together, just, get to a place of coherence. And I was kind of a little out of it. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I was like, no, like, I don't want to hear any bad news. And he said, Warren, is dead. So of course I'm like shocked, because when someone tells you they have some bad news, it's usually someone you suspect might be dying, because maybe it was an older relative that was sickly, but not someone who's still young, still energetic, still actually going about their business, like literally 2 days before this news. And it was just a sudden, he's gone, he died. And of course I'm thinking, this can't be real. I was in shock, because it's bad enough to be woken up when you're still half asleep, but to hear and to get news this devastating, and it's coming to your household, was very, very difficult and very heartbreaking. And you start asking yourself, what should I do? Who should I call? He went into cardiac arrest at home. He had a roommate, guys. I heard the roommate was a female, but I didn't get a confirmation. So at this point, I'm leaving it at that. But he went into cardiac arrest. CPR was performed. He started breathing again. Paramedics came, took him to the hospital. When he was at the hospital, he coded again, went back into cardiac arrest. However, they could not revive him. They tried everything to get him to breathe, but it was to no avail. And because of that, he died of cardiac arrest, which I guess is either you stop breathing or you have a heart attack. And because it happened suddenly, he didn't have a long illness, they did do an autopsy, and they confirmed that he had a bad heart, and that contributed to his death, or I should say untimely death, because again, it was very, very sudden. It was a shock. I'm still in shock, guys. I mean, I know it's the end of June, but I'm still in shock. And the reason why I've held this information is because I wanted to kind of see the whole process through, meaning from the autopsy, getting the results, and then meeting with the mortuary, making the arrangements, and then having the funeral. So guys, yesterday was the funeral, and I was a little worried because I put a lot of the details into his family's hands, because again, because of the kind of separation and strain with us, I felt like they could handle it better, and they did. They did everything. They made it beautiful, and it was actually a very, very beautiful service. I know he would have been smiling and been proud. My sons were both there. A lot of his family members were there. Some of my family members were there, which was beautiful to see them. And it was a really nice day considering the circumstances. I beat myself up sometimes because I'm overthinking this and everything else. And I keep thinking, well, what if, or maybe something else could have been done. But guys, I know that when it comes to these types of things, we can't blame ourselves. We can't say what if or maybe, because when it's done, and they're not going to come back. It's a done deal. And although it's very painful, I'm most sad for my son, because he was very close to his father. He had actually spent every week, they would do like a little outing. He would pick him up from work, and they'd go get something to eat, and maybe to the barber shop. He would take him home, and that was their little bonding time together. So now, of course, his dad's gone, and that bonding time is gone. And so I'm just trying to be very sensitive to him and to make sure that he's okay. His needs are being met, and that he feels okay during this process, because he's not doing as well, because he is definitely grieving this, and I'm grieving too. I was married to him for about 23 years, And in the 23 years span, you get to know someone when it's that long. And like I said, even though we weren't living together, we did spend a lot of time together. And there was a lot of happy memories, happy moments, and then there was a lot of not so happy. But for the most part, I will definitely miss him because he was an instrumental part of my life. And if I needed to call him and I needed something, he would be the first person to come and see about me, see about the kids, take care of us. And so that part of my life has been ripped out. I don't have that person to call where I know they will take care of it. I don't have that anymore. My dad passed away last year, still grieving that loss. And so it hadn't even been a full year. And then when Father's Day came, it was just really hard because my dad is gone, he's gone, the father of my children, and it's just like a gaping hole in your heart when you lose someone. And when it's so untimely, that's the thing. When you don't get to say goodbye, you don't get to say your final wishes to a person, and you have time to prepare, that is different. But when you don't, and it's sudden like this, it's done. There's nothing more you can say or do. And so that is going to be a hard thing. I'm coping with it, still dealing with it. I'm still working and going through life and just trying to make things work out, keep it all together for my sons, keep it all together for myself, and just try to continue to focus on what's important, my goals, and just trying to stay on track with everything in my life. And guys, this is not easy. It's not been easy. I'm just gonna be honest. This is very difficult. This is very difficult. Guys, I'm coping the best I can, and I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to get through it. Like they say, take it one day at a time. That's what I'm doing, taking it one day at a time, because I want to be okay. It's very difficult when you have a lot of loss and back-to-back loss within a year. Guys, this was tough because it was so unexpected. It was so unexpected. There's just no words. There's just nothing that could prepare you for something like this tragic to happen. There's nothing out there. So I just wanted you all to know what's going on. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop what I've always been doing, working on my goals, because I know that's what keeps me going. I gotta keep doing it. I gotta keep pushing towards what I need to do. My goal is to have a nice, decent amount of money for retirement. And the only way to do that, I have to keep working on my goals. That's what I have to do. And if I work on my goals, I know that I can reach them. And that is my plan. But guys, I wanted to just share that with you. Come on here, share that with you, and kind of let you know where I stand. And say thank you, everybody, for all of your support, for always watching my videos, commenting, liking, just letting me know you care. That means so much to me. And I appreciate my village. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you all for watching. And if you are interested in my content, watch some of my videos. And don't forget to subscribe and join me on my journey. All right, friends, I will talk to you again in my next video. Take care.